let's make this simple shirred top. You need a light to medium weight fabric. You fold your fabric into two, and then you draw like a rectangle. The length will be the length of your top, and the breadth will be your waist divided by 2 times 1.5. Once you cut out your fabric, you have two of these. The next thing to do is to take it to a sewing machine and to fold the four corner of the fabric. So I have done that. I have folded the four corner of the fabric. The next thing will be to mark my shoulder to waist length. For me it is 16, so I'll mark 16. I'll mark 16. And then you must remember that the marking is along the length of the top. So I'm marking my shoulder to waist, which is 16, and I will draw a straight line, an horizontal line. I realized my lines were not too visible, so I had to use another check so that you can see what I'm doing. And I must also say that I am marking the right side of my fabric, so you have to be sure that whatever you are using will be the mark will go away eventually. So from my waistline now, I'll come up by 2 inches. I'll come up by 2 inches and I will draw another horizontal line. Also for my waistline, I'll go down by 3 inches. So eventually I will have 5 inches of the smoked or the shirred spots. So I will connect the lines. The next thing is to divide in between these lines. I will use 3/8 of an inch, and if you like you can use half of an inch. So I will mark and I will connect all the lines. And this the purpose of these lines is to guide me when I'm sewing. So I'll be sewing on those lines. So let me mark the lines and come and show you what I have. So this is what I have. It's not really showing well, but you can see some tiny lines in between. So the next thing is to go get my elastic thread. There is a particular thread we call elastic thread because it is stretchy. So you take the elastic thread. It comes in various colors, different colors. You can always get the matching color of your fabric. I think it's advisable to get a matching color of your fabric. So you take your bobbin and you wrap it. You stretch it a little, not too, you won't stretch it that much. You just stretch it slightly and you wrap it around like this. This will be the thread for the lower parts for the bobbin. This is the thread. Then the thread you pass on the upper part of your sewing machine will be the normal sewing thread. you pass the normal sewing thread up, you pass the elastic thread down, and it's advisable you use the machine thread. So I will go fix it on my sewing machine, and I will sew the fabric from the upper part, that is from the right side of the fabric. That is where I will sew, so that this elastic thread will be on the wrong side of my fabric. So let me show you how to sew it. You just put your fabric, and you follow the line. You follow the lines, you sew it straight. So this is how I keep sewing until I get to the end of until I complete all the lines that I have. So I'll do that for for both fabric. That is one will stand as the front and the other as the back. So when I am done with this, I will come back and show you what I have. So this is what I have eventually. So one will start for the front and one for the back. So I will put them on each other, right side to right side, and at the edge of the upper part, I will mark 3 inches I'll mark 3 inches at this point. You can actually do 2 inches. You can do 2 inches or even 1 inch. The difference is the number of inches you do will determine how wide your shoulder will be. So I'll draw a line like that and I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it. And from that point, after sewing like that, from that point I will mark my armhole line, whatever you want your armhole line to be, your armhole length, sorry, whatever you want your armhole length to be. So you mark it. You mark it. That is where your arm will come out from. So you skip, you won't sew from that part. So you start and sew downward until you get to the end of the blouse, and you do the same for the other parts. So after doing that, I will come and show you what I have. So this is what I have eventually. It is a very simple but beautiful blouse. It's so classy, and it's easy even for someone who is just learning how to sew, for a beginner. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my next tutorial. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, like and share.